Hello, my friends at the United Steel Workers Civil Rights and Human Rights Convention. This is your brother, the Reverend Dr. William J. Barber II, President of Repairers of the Breach and co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for a moral revival. Let me first say a word of thanks to our friend and brother Leo Gerard and his many, many years of serving as your president. His legacy is powerful and tremendous. And Leo, we thank you. I thank you personally for befriending me and for being a great supporter. And we really don't say you're retiring, you're kind of realigning yourself. Because in the spiritual tradition, those who have served become elders of the movement so that they can continue to give advice and counsel to those that are yet on the front lines.
Howdy, folks. My name is Darren Ray Fonso, and I'm talking about injured workers and labor and industries and workers' compensation and how we need some minimum federal oversight to stop a class war on us that Senator Sanders and Patty Murray and Tom Perez all told us we needed as of 4 years ago. Yet today I have tried to get several people on the liberal left and our journalists to all stand up and fight for that minimum federal oversight Senator Sanders and Patty Murray all told us we need, yet nobody from the liberal left will put the minimum federal oversight on the table for the injured workers of America. And today, who I'm calling out is going to be Reverend Barber of this Poor People's Campaign, which claims to be getting our injured workers' voices heard and claims to getting fighting for Medicare for all, which is wrong. Kudos to them for that. Yet, when you fail to stand up and tell the injured workers of America that Section 801 of that Medicare for all bill harms us, then we need to address that. So anyways, today we're calling out Reverend Barber of the Poor People's Movement or Poor People's Coalition that seems to be standing up and getting our voices heard to the poor folks. And Reverend Barber, who goes to the U.S. Congress and speaks before our U.S. Congress, yet fails to say any word about the needed federal oversight for America's injured workers. So I'm going to confront Reverend Barber and his people today and ask them why that is. So we got 1-919 432 4103. Hi, is this the Poor People's Campaign? Or part of it?
This is Repairs at a Breach. We are a co-sponsor.
Oh, okay. And so you're with Reverend Barber?
Yes, this is actually his organization.
Okay. Well, I have a question for Reverend Barber. Can I leave it with you?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'm an injured worker from the state of Washington, and I've been begging for help for the injured workers across this country for some minimum federal oversight that Senator Sanders and Patty Murray and Tom Perez told us we need. And I'm wondering why the Reverend, as he spoke before Congress, isn't talking about this needed minimum federal oversight to stop a class war on America's injured workers.
Okay.
And if he knows that we have one garbage truck driver in America die on the job every day. And nobody's talking about that.
Okay. I can bring that information to his knowledge. Do you have, would you like an email where you can also contact and leave that information with us?
Sure. You can use my first and last name at yahoo.com. My first name is Darren, Darren. And my last name is Fonso. That's F as in Frank, O as in Oscar, N as in Nancy, Z as in zebra.
Slow down. My pen stopped working.
That's okay.
So you said Darren?
Yeah, Darren. Fonso. F as in Frank, O as in Oscar, N as in Nancy, Z as in zebra, E as in Edgar, A as in Adam, U as in Unger.
Okay.
And it's
I got it right here at Yahoo, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And also you can actually send an email to info@breachrepairers.org. And you could ask your question there as well, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks so much, ma'am. Bye-bye. So there you have it. I have left another message. Now, I have contacted this Reverend Barber every which way you can think of, and he has dodged me and ignored me and intently shunned and shamed the injured workers of America rather than put the minimum federal oversight on the table, as he has a voice and the ability to get the harm done to injured workers amplified. He should be amplifying our voices instead of silencing them like was done to the 400 injured farm workers here in Washington State by our own Democrats, standing up and trying to silence 400 injured farm workers rather than getting our voices heard on the need for the minimum federal oversight, or at least acknowledging that we're being harmed, whether you agree with the federal oversight or not. Anyways, that was my call to Reverend Barber, and like I say, this is one of several messages that I have left him, and I have slammed him on his Facebook pages and all over the place, and all his people do is run from me, and rather than address the war on injured workers with the needed minimum federal oversight. Senator Sanders, Tom Perez, and Patty Murray all wrote the letter 4 years ago in 2015 and told us that we need it to stop a class war on injured workers. Yet all of these people who claim to represent labor and are standing up for our voices will not put this issue on the table. Thank you. Reverend Barber, if you're going to be a man of God and be a man of truth and honor, you need to step up and represent the injured workers of America and tell everybody that, yeah, we have, an injured, a garbage truck driver die on the job every day. If you're going to be like MLK stood up and fought for the injured garbage truck drivers. He didn't remain silent as a war was waged upon us through state med tort and work comp laws. I'm sorry, Reverend Barber, you need to speak up and come clean with America's injured workers, or you're no better than the other side you're claiming is the foe. I think you need to take some time and some solace and consult with your higher power, your God, Reverend Barber, and figure out why it is you have decided to side with the bizman rather than the injured workers screaming and crying out for your help in America today. Think about it, Reverend Barber. And this Poor People's Campaign and Gigi Ferguson here in Washington State, who claims to run Moral Mondays here in Washington State, which Reverend Barber is a part of. I'm sorry, folks. There's nothing moral about ignoring a war on injured workers, nor standing up and telling us about the needed minimum federal oversight. There's nothing moral about that Monday or any other day of the week.